Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long ways from home. A long ways from home. Come, my brother. A long ways from home. A long ways from home.
What we try to do is have a place for artists of color to have that sensibility nourished, unheard. And so for the past 20 years, we developed some programs, the playwrights program, the advancing workshop, you saw some samples of that, and done some wonderful work here because there are some gifted, just gifted people here who can't get arrested. It's a true thing. But we've managed to cultivate and assist on occasion some of those artists develop craft. And that has been the mission statement, to explore and produce the Black experience. That's what the Robey's mission statement is. And we work at it. We simply work at it. And that's a satisfaction in itself, because it takes time to do this kind of thing and to become and have the moments, because that's all it is. Really, when you look at this, it's about moments. And sometimes those moments are jewels, and sometimes it's not. So, 20 years of that, probably 20 more. A lot of people to thank over the years.
Kelly's here.
Kelly's here. Come here, Kelly, Dancer. Again, this is, you know what it says, but I'll do it for Kelly. A certificate of recognition in honor of our 20th anniversary celebration. We, the Robey Theater Company, celebrate your service and dedication to our mission to explore and develop relevant, provocative, and innovative plays written about the Black experience. Kelly Dancer. We offer this tribute and we salute you as we recognize your invaluable contribution to the continuance of the legacy. On this 18th day of July, 2014, and Danny and myself aside, it's for you. For those of you who don't know, Kelly is a produced playwright that has worked in the playwrights program, and we produce Kelly's work as well as a very accomplished actress.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. You know, I will say this though, the Robey has given me a place to grow and to work, and it just feels fantastic to be in service of our community and the legacy of Paul Robeson and all that good stuff. But I also feel like there's so many people that deserve awards, and I get one, so I really appreciate it. There's so many people.
I'm just going to say a few words and probably be redundant in complimenting Ben and also the wonderful group of men and women who've come to be the backbone of Robey Theater. And in no uncertain terms, in 20 years that Robey has been in existence, Ben has been there, present, 24/7. A wonderful group of men and women who find a home, whether they are on the board of directors, whether they are artists, writers, aspiring writers, talented writers, produced writers. He continues to kind of draw people in a space where there may be, as he said, more theaters than New York or Chicago and anything else, but often a dearth of imagination. And here he is bringing people together across cultures, across racial lines, bringing them together and talk about what is the world that we want to create. And that was Paul. Mary McLeod Bethune referred to Paul Robeson as the tallest tree in our forest. The tallest tree in our forest. Often be going beyond just the issues of race, which were critical in his lifetime. Issues are critical. But the enormous capacity to speak 12 languages fluently and sing in many others. The capacity to see another world, a larger world. Always taking his art and identifying his art as simply that. It's not simply enough to create the reality that we see. Our purpose as artists is to imagine the world and the reality that we envision. Yes. And to act on that. And Paul always did that. Always did that in his work. And the Robey Theater, Ben and I have known each other, and I refer to this when we were teenagers and hippies together. Ben and I have known each other a long time. Both born and raised in San Francisco, grew up in San Francisco, schooled in San Francisco. And it almost, I remember in the spring of 1976, when we had just finished a year at the American Conservatory of Theater. I was in the Black Actors Workshop at the American Conservatory of Theater, and Ben was in the regular program. And we began to play with a little script by a South African playwright. Intentions were first to do monologues, to do scenes, and ended up doing the play, the two of us, which was 4 hours of whatnot. Building the sets, having someone putting together the wardrobe, doing the sound for using Mary McCabe, Dollar Brand, Hugh Masekela, Letta and Bula, all the music that we've used in that particular point. And it was beginning of what Robey would be, in some sense. We didn't identify that. We didn't make a pronouncement about that. But it was beginning of something else. It was taking our art and reaching further, using our imagination and placing the context, reconfiguring the context in which we lived in doing that play, the Bloodline South African play. And simply, it was certainly a very critical point in both of our careers as we evolved as artists. The idea of Robey comes out of that. The spirit of Robey comes out of that. The 20 years has been a remarkable 20 years. You're a testament to that right now as you sit here in this audience. You've worked with Robey all this time. You've performed in here. Benoit's here. So many others that were part of this experience. Now we're looking for what Paul would always do. Some of his people that he touched at various age were people like Ruby Dee and Harry Belafonte and Ozzie Davis and Sidney Poitier. Saying, you're going to do it my way. You can't do it like I did it, but you're going to find your way to do it. And it is. And it's our responsibility as artists to allow young people and provide the space so they can do and tell their story. And this story is the story of the 21st century. And as Dr. King would say, where do we go from here? And that has to be embodied and embraced in our art. And Robey's intention is to do that. So we're going to do this next award. And this is the inauguration of an award called the Robey. It is awarded to the actor, the director, or the playwright who has most exemplified the attributes of our namesake, Paul Robeson. To that individual to whom we would pass the torch. For our consideration to the Robey Theater Company and for your outstanding achievements in the theatrical arena, we celebrate in you the spirit of our namesake, Paul Robeson. Congratulations, Dwayne A. Perry. I'm sorry.
I'm speechless. And for those of you that know me, that's rare. I guess, Ben, thank you so very much. Ben gave me the opportunity to direct for the first time and has been generous enough to continue, after that experience, to continue to let me direct. And it's been a dream come true to work for Robey and work with Ben and all that means. Yeah, that's all I got. Hopefully 20 years from now, we'll all be here celebrating Robey in its own space. With an endowment of $100 million. So here's to that, and here's to Ben and Danny and to Robey. Thank you.
Something else about Paul, and this is really in relationship to Brother Simon, because it was Paul who almost had an opportunity, was just on the verge of having an opportunity to perform in a film about the Haitian Revolution. And I'm talking about in the late 1920s, when the idea of that great revolution was still a part of people's consciousness and their memory. So in that sense, the trilogy that we were capable of doing and willing to do is also part of that calling that began with Blood Knot and the other plays. The opportunity to do that. In some sense, we all, whether we want to believe, whether we say it or not, we all stand on that tree and are part of stand under that tree or pull from that tree. As Mary McLeod Bethune, the tallest tree in our forest. We all come from that. We all realize that. And we all want to as we've tried to do, Ben has so forcibly tried to do, is to recalibrate that within our own memory as well. Thank you.
What he just talked about, Paul, Toussaint Louverture, Sergei Eisenstein, late 20s, film. You're about to hear a little bit more of that in the play we're about to read, Paul Robeson in Berlin.
One way or another, he was going to get it. He would blow up the entire world that stood in his way.
It reminds me of a novel by Mark Twain, The Mysterious Stranger. Saint returns to Earth to see that discovers mayhem, death, killing, and mass hysteria. He sees the destruction of what man has done and is alarmed.
That's why the fascists must be defeated to prevent it.
You sound optimistic.
I am.
It is with great pleasure tonight that I am able to present the winner of the first annual Robey Playwriting Scholarship with a 1-week stay to the Writers' Well in Sharpsburg, Georgia, and all of its amenities. Please join me in congratulating Levy Lee Simon.
I guess I'm supposed to say something. Thank you. Wow. Okay, let me collect my thoughts here for a second. This is a surprise. I had no idea. You know, the Robey Theater Company means so much to me personally. You know, I was in Iowa years ago, and I was teaching, and I got a call one afternoon, and this very distinguished voice said, "Lee, this is Ben Guillory from the Robey Theater Company. We got a play, For the Love of Freedom, and we would like to do it." And I thought someone was playing a joke on me, you know, and turned out that it was Ben Guillory. And I came out to LA shortly after that, and when I wrote those plays, I had no idea that they would ever be produced. But when I read the Robey mission statement, you know, it's what was lacking so much in theater in general. We're doing work written by African American or African writers, and as actors, we tap into something else, you know. I mean, I remember once doing, I'm an actor too, and I remember doing Fool for Love one time. A great play, you know, it was all about the artistry of it. But that innate spiritual and emotional connection that you get when you're doing something from Lorraine Hansberry or August Wilson, or you know, or someone in the playwrights lab here at Robey, you know, because we connect with that because it's us. And so for the Robey Theater and Ben Guillory, my God, for this man to have spearheaded this theater company for the past 20 years and given thousands of artists an opportunity to exercise and grow and do their work. You know, I just have to say, forget about me. Thanks to the Robey Theater. Thanks to Ben Guillory. And I'm not going to take any longer. We got a night that's that's a beautiful night ahead. So, I just want to thank you. Oh my God, thanks a lot.
Needless to say, I think most of you probably know Lee's work, the trilogy that we did in the mid-2000s, For the Love of Freedom, about Toussaint Louverture, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Henri Christophe, he wrote it. And as a matter of fact, he is almost, as we speak, because you're going home and doing it, right? Working on a play about the Dunbar Hotel on Central Avenue called The Magnificent Dunbar that we'll do in November. So, again, I'm humbled, flattered, and I'm old enough not to have too much false humility at this point. But it's a collaborative, is what this is. It takes a lot of people to do this well, and a lot of people that are behind the scenes that you never see. You don't know their names so well, but they're the people who are the designers, the technicians, all those people up there that you never see who they are.
Are you here at the store?
No. Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't listening. Play it again, please. It's like the speaker is
I'm gonna hear the first act, man.
but it's a recording.
Anyone?
What?
First act? 4 or 5?
4.
4. Yeah.
So you want to take that out?
So, Julian? Yeah? You want a nice, pretty fade out? Say that again? You want a nice, pretty fade out. Okay. Oh, okay. So on this one, the director would like to go. You want to bump up? Bump up. Bump up. Hardcore.
No.
So that's this light.
Okay. Take the 2 black ones, put here, get rid of the orange ones, and then whatever chairs you get from Dan.
Again, as long as she was asking for
Their arms.
specifically asked for those 2 chairs because she said something about the arms being wanting to have.
Okay.
As she goes, and there she goes, and now she is in a different place. She is at the train station, Patsy, and Russell is still in his apartment, about to exit right. So somehow, if you could figure this out, to make her in a different place. We have a sound cue that is the train whistles. 4 whistles. That helps us there.
Come on, let's get back to it.
Wake up, your boys are brave. Time to meet your judgment day. I said, wake up, your claws and bones. Play you again, it's time to go home. I said, wake up, your boys are brave. It's time to meet your judgment day. I said, wake up, stand by like bone. Play you again, it's time to go home. Yeah. Very good. And title card comes up.
And they make all of this magic happen. It's not one person. Keep that in mind. Some more appreciations. Shall we start? Come here, thank you. This is simply a gesture of thanks for some folks who have been in the trenches for quite some time. From the Robey Theater Company to Judith Bowman, As you never see, you may see her name on the credit in the program. You never see her, and she's one of those people that if Judith isn't working real hard, this stuff ain't gonna happen. Oh, okay, I'll read it. I'll read it to you. A certificate of recognition in honor of our 20th anniversary celebration. We, the Robey Theater Company, celebrate your service and dedication to our mission to explore and develop relevant, provocative, and innovative plays written about the Black experience. Judith Bowman. We offer this tribute and we salute you as we recognize your invaluable contributions to the continuance of the legacy on this 18th day of July 2014. And it's signed by myself and Danny Glover.
Usually I would be proofreading something like that. I'm surprised we got them all done. But I just really want to thank everybody. I came to Robey to work part-time, 15 hours a week. And yeah, so I think I'm about 10 years into my comp time. We had
Come on back. Levy Lee Simon. All right. You read.
In honor of our 20th anniversary celebration, we, the Robey Theater Company, celebrate your service and dedication to our mission to explore and develop relevant, provocative, and innovative plays written about the Black experience. We offer this tribute and we salute you as we recognize your invaluable contribution to the continuance of the legacy on this 18th day of July 2014, signed Ben Guillory, Dan Glover.